Hi, and welcome back. My good friend Colin Rosch recently had an article titled The Importance of Temporal Diversification. So, the first question you probably have is what the heck is temporal diversification? Well, it's an interesting concept where when you get scared of a falling stock market, it creates temporal uncertainty. So temporal meaning this brain, the prefrontal cortex, if you will, the emotional part of seeing your assets go down triggers all kinds of emotions. And I think one of the highlights of Cullen's article is that if you look at the monthly return or the probability of the monthly return of the S&P 500, you actually have less than a 50-50 chance of that being positive. But if you look over 3 months, it goes up to about 60% probability of a positive return. Go out a year, it's about 68%. 3 years, it goes up to 77%. 5 years, it only goes up to about 79%, a couple percentage points. But over a 10-year period, it's about 80% probability of a positive return. And if you double that and look over a 20-year period, it's almost 100% that there's a positive return over every rolling 20-year period. So what does that mean? Well, I think going back to Cullen's point about temporal uncertainty, temporal diversification, is aligning our assets to match our liabilities. And in the long term, this is easier. But in the short term, when things get messy, that's where it gets harder. Because stocks are a long-term investment. When I say long-term, I'm not talking 3-5 years. I'm talking 15 plus years. So think about retirement. Think about having a newborn baby and saving for college. You're looking at a runway of usually 15 plus years, depending on what age you start. And so part of my role as an advisor is matching up your liabilities to the instruments that will provide the diversification required to achieve that purpose or objective. Again, whether it's retirement, college planning, saving for a new house, saving for a vacation house, whatever it may be, whatever that purpose or objective are or is, my role is to align the right instrument to it. And so I think when we have stock market corrections or bear markets or even recessions, people can lose sight of that liability match. And it becomes a mismatch. We all have this inherent asset liability mismatch in our financial lives because we spend in the present, but we accrue income and asset returns in the long term. So the better that we can match your income and returns to your expenses, the more predictable. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.